played that game with chicks. She wanted to be better, bring spin. Who you standing in?
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, where the Eunice Lady Cardinals are getting ready to, a little better, a little up. Okay, we're kind of testing the mic here, testing. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening from Jerry Langston Gymnasium in Eunice, New Mexico. I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero and Charlie Fairbush on the camera. We will be teaming up today to provide you play-by-play, some entertainment, and probably some comedy, as is our typical broadcast. Welcome, Rosendo, to tonight's action.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
And we've got Charlie back there on the camera. We've kind of figured out a team of doing this stuff, and we've been making it work, and it's we're trying to improve it as we go. So with that said, we're going to start tonight by talking a little bit about last season. Last season, the Lady Cards advanced all the way to the semifinal game before falling to the eventual state champion Cloudcroft. That team lost 4 solid seniors, including Faith Hobbs, Arissa Frazier, Clarissa Patron, and of course, Kendra Caballero. We missed those young ladies. Most of those young ladies were present this last Friday night for the homecoming football game. Kendra was also last year's homecoming queen, so she had the honor of handing over the title to this year's queen, Maribel Lopez, who of course is a senior who plays on this volleyball team, so congratulations to her. We were also able to witness one very competitive football game, a very exciting game that the Cardinals were able to win by 10 points. Wow, what a game.
It was a close one, man. It was a fun, exciting game.
Absolutely. This season has been an interesting one for this Eunice volleyball team. They currently sit in the number 9 spot in the 2A state rankings and have an overall record of 8 wins and 3 losses. They started the season with a 3-2 split loss to defending state champs Cloudcroft. They also had a very competitive but 3-0 game to Melrose. Melrose is also a multiple-time defending state champion. They lost all 3 sets in that game, but they were very competitive sets that were very close, and the Cards won each one of those. They also lost another 3-2 split to Animus in the Cloudcroft Mountaintop Tournament. The Lady Cards have wins over Jal twice, Loving, Dora, Lovington, Carrizozo, Pine Hill, and an early season win against tonight's opponent, Dexter. I believe that was their second game of the season in that home tournament that they played in. In the previous matchup with Dexter, the Lady Cards dominated the entire game, winning in 3 straight sets, 3-0. This Dexter team has some athletes and has improved along the season. They're very young, but you can tell that they've gotten better as the season went on by looking at their scores. They currently sit at 1 win and 9 losses. However, in those losses, they have lost multiple times to volleyball powerhouse Texaco, 3 losses to top 10 ranked Hagerman, who's got multiple wins over Cloudcroft this year.
Wow.
And a few competitive losses to other top talent teams. So they've lost a lot of games, but they've played some real tough teams along the way. I would say, though, that Eunice is definitely the favorite here tonight, but you never know how things are going to go until it's over. For the Cardinals, although they have a large nucleus back from last season's state semifinal team, they are a completely different team from last season. The one thing I've noticed is a lack of consistency. These girls can really look good one set and really bad the next set. So far, there seems to be a lack of chemistry. One other thing that seems to be missing is a good, positive floor leader or floor general who can take control of the team. That group of seniors that we had last year was a group that could do that. They had like kind of a really
down of each other,
yes. They kind of, the whole group was in charge, and they would grab them younger ones by the neck and say, let's get
this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it, ladies.
And I just haven't noticed that so far with this team. They seem to struggle to get on the same page. It's kind of been the tale of 2 teams this year, kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of season. When the A team shows up with these Lady Cardinals, make no mistake about it, they are a Final Four team. But when that A team decides to stay home and the Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde side comes out the other side, they can look real bad and have you covering your eyes up here. It's just a complete tale of two teams. And the crazy thing, sometimes that team changes from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde in the middle of a set.
That's not good. You got to be consistent out there on the court.
Yes. So when talking about individual players on this team, you've got to mention 6'3" junior hitter Caitlyn Galat. She was an All-State hitter last year and is a multiple-time state champion thrower in track and field. She's powerful, and when she's on, she can hit it hard, and it's almost impossible to return. This Lady Cardinals team goes as she goes. When she's playing consistent and hitting the ball well, the others seem to follow suit. When she struggles, the entire team struggles. We need her to be that positive floor leader for this team. If this team's going to climb into that top 5 this year, they're going to have a great performance from her. It's a lot of pressure, but, you know, when you're that star player on a team, sometimes the pressure is just what you got to be able to do. So Kiara Parker is another returning starter from last season. She's long and very athletic. She can do a little bit of everything. She plays front row most of the time, but can also serve and play pretty good in the back row. Kiki, as we all call her, comes from a volleyball family. She has tons of potential, and for this team to return to the Final Four, she will need to step that game up and carry a large portion of the load, especially there at the net. Galat is also a returner from last season, one of only 3 seniors on this team. She plays the front row and is a great blocker. She is best when she's at the net blocking. It's definitely her strong point. She can give other teams' best hitters fits by blocking them at the net. We saw that a lot up at the Cloudcroft tournament. Yolanda Bernardus is a junior who plays both front and back row. She's also one of the players that returned from last season's Final Four team. She's probably the most consistent player on this team. She does a little bit of everything, but the thing I like about her is I haven't really noticed her have too many bad games. She just is steady. You know, she's not
consistent to the other players on the court.
Yeah, she's not one of those that's going to go out here and set the world on fire and just throw and eye everybody. But she's also not one that you're going to say, dang it, why'd you do that?
And she does her job, right?
She just does her job. She's a grinder, and she does what she needs to do. And she's going to have to, continue to do that for this team to do well. Senior Denise Rangel is probably the most vocal leader on this team. She can usually be heard leading the team's chants and cheers. She's vocal, but this team needs her to be consistent and focused if they are going to have a chance to win district this year and advance on beyond that. She's got all the tools to be a great player. She's very athletic. She can get up off the floor. She talks. She communicates. She's just sometimes inconsistent with her, I say focus. To me, as a former coach, that's what it looks like to me because, man, she's got all the athletic tools to do well.
I agree with you on that comment.
The remaining players are kids who battled for positions on the varsity of this team. Libero Chloe Jones is as quick and athletic as anyone. She's a sophomore that's not very big, but she makes up for it in the effort. She's a first-team All-District basketball kid as a freshman, and we've seen some signs that she could do great things in volleyball. She plays that defensive specialist position, wears the different colored jersey that everyone has gotten accustomed to seeing. She typically subs in and off the floor, playing and staying in that back row. As a libero, you can just step off and on, and so she does that. Same thing Kendra played last year. She's also a medalist multiple events at the state track meet from a year ago as a freshman, so I look for her to continue to improve. She's another one that's got to get consistent for this team to do well. Senior Maggie Lopez plays wherever she's needed. She's another very athletic young lady that can play front and back rows. She does whatever they ask her to do. She's an all-district softball kid from a year ago, a great pitcher on the softball field, and just a great young lady. And anyway, she's another one that can help the team. Kelly Stinson is a sophomore setter and outside hitter. She can play pretty much any position on the floor, but seems to be setting most of the time when she's on the floor. She's been a starter for this team most of the year. She has a bright future for this Eunice Lady Cardinal volleyball team. She's going to do good things for them. She's still young and got a lot of
maturing to do.
Yes, but she's already a significant contributor to this team. Tina Acosta is another back row defensive kid. However, we have recently noticed her playing the front row and doing a good job up there. She's athletic. She can play anywhere. She's very involved in rodeo. She's an all-around great young lady. Mckenna Mcbee is the only freshman on this varsity team, or at least up to today. She's another defensive specialist. She serves well, has great feet, and she will be one to watch in the future for this Cardinal team, and she can help us this year for sure. I was trying to look out there and see. It looks like they've got Vivi Ornales out there dressed up in a varsity uniform today. She's one that I have not seen this year at the varsity level, at least in the games that I have watched. And then it looks like there might be one other.
I believe it's Didi Zamora.
Didi Zamora. That's this one in the back. Right here. Yeah, so they've got two kids that aren't normally on this varsity roster up here today, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. Speaking of the other kids on the roster, the JV just finished playing. They went 2-0 today and had 2 straight wins over Dexter and then ended that game early, so now we're getting ready to move on to the varsity. This Lady Cardinals team is coached by Robbie Robinson. She's assisted by Misty Heiner. Robbie has been with this Eunice program, I believe, since 1993, most of that time at the helm of the Lady Cards volleyball program.
Yeah, correct, yes.
She was the head coach for the 96 Eunice team that won the school's only volleyball state championship. That 1996 team has been inducted into the Lee County Sports Hall of Fame. They went 22-2 and had some great players, including Tara Rhodes, Kara Lawson, Ebony Burns, Brooke Payne, Ruby Ramos, Karina Contreras, Carmen Contreras, Mariah Reynolds, Danielle Danford, and Gentry Pierce. I know some of those young ladies have married since and don't have the same last name, but that was their name back in the day. Assistants on that team were Coach Gabe Gaetan, who I saw in attendance today, as well as the current Hobbs Athletic Director, Brenda Wilson. Robbie also led the 2016 team to the state championship game. That team included Lexi Kirkland, Lexi Dean, Bailey Kimball, Araya Mendoza, Chantel Orozco, Thais Lozano, Malie Vincent, and Erica Fairbush, which is our man Charlie's younger one, Haley Brito, Ida Frazier, Kennedy Caperton, Clarissa Fight, Jada Jones, and Cheyenne Nichols. The latest rankings have the Lady Cards sitting at the number 9 spot, with Capitan currently moving into that number 1 spot. Last week it was Texaco. Those polls continue to shift as the season goes on. Tularosa currently sits at number 2, Laguna at 3. Texaco has dropped all the way down to 4. And the latest coaches poll, though, does still have Texaco setting at 1. So we're ready for what looks like a good game here in Eunice today, here at Jim Langston Gymnasium. I'm going to step away for just 1 second just so that I can open this HobbsAmerica.com up, which is where you're listening, and see if the sound is okay. Since we're not going through the radio, we don't have anybody letting us know what we need to do or not do, so I'm going to step off for just 1 second. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Volleyball on HobbsAmerica.com. Click on the Cardinal or on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel. Thank you. We'll be back in 1 moment. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
You sound faded out to me.
Checking the sound on our end. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Sound the same. You sound faded.
Same.
How do I sound to you?
You sound good on your end to me. Testing. Testing.
As we drop the camera.
1, 2, 3. Testing.
There you go.
Test. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Is that a little? I hear you just fine. I don't know how you're gonna come across on the.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to try to keep adjusting on the fly as we go here. We've got some feedback noise going in the background, but we are getting ready to start. Dexter is going to start this game by serving to the Cardinals. The Cardinals look like they're going to have Caitlyn Galat, Denise Rangel, and Kiara Parker up in the front row. The back row is Miss Stinson. We've got Chloe Jones, and we've got Yolanda Bernardus in the back row.
I apologize. I was over here.
It's all right. So here we go. There goes the set to Bernardus. Bernardus slams it down for point number 1. And here we go. As we mentioned in our pregame, this Cardinal team often goes as Galant goes. And when Galant's on, she can be tough to deal with. So here goes Jones back to serve. She hits that first one over the net. Dexter has a tough time getting it over. They hit it into the nets or into the ceiling. So Chloe's going to get point number 2.
Correct. The girls look like they're ready to play tonight.
Yeah, so the Cardinals have come out doing really well here to start. There's another serve by Jones.
Nice low serve, too.
They had a tough time returning it. Parker gets it back. She's going to hit it over the net. Dexter with a bump set, and here comes the hit over. Jones plays that first touch up to Stinson. Stinson over to Rangel, who hits it over. 3 touches and a hit over to Jones. Jones hits it back over the net. A bump. A set from Dexter, and here comes the hit over the net. Rangel plays it backwards. Jones hits it up. That ball's going to be hit over to Parker, and Parker's going to hit it over. That's 4 touches
on Eunice.
So that's going to give Dexter their first points, or first point of the day. It makes it now 2-1.
Oh, the girls look nervous out there. I don't know why.
Little stiff. Little stiff. Here comes a jump serve to start the match. A great pick by Yolanda Bernardus. Hits it over to Denise. Denise hits it over to. Has a good block there at the net. Ends up double hitting it.
Yeah, she just needs to hit it once to get out of the way. That would her side helping get that for her.
Yeah, so that makes it 2-2 here early. Dexter will be back to serve again. Here comes the serve from the young lady from Dexter.
That's a beautiful serve on her side.
Great serve. There's the set over to Dexter. She hits it over into the middle. Rangel picks it up over to Parker. Parker drives one cross court, and Dexter is unable to control that, and it ball finds the back wall. It's
That's
now
a beautiful spike. She came out of nowhere and hit that. That was a very bad set, but she made something out of nothing.
Yeah, good job there by Parker for sure. I don't have the Dexter roster. So Rangel be just out of it, up to the net by Bernardus. Bernardus drives it, and then it's hit back over to Jones. Jones gets it up to Rangel. Rangel clears it. Here's the bump, the set, and the power over from Dexter. Rangel keeps it up.
Oh, man, that's a bad set on our end of the court.
Yeah, we set that ball up over the top of the net. Kiki was running for it, and she got into the net.
The girls need to start communicating better on the court.
Yeah.
There's no talking. I have these earphones, and I cannot hear anything screaming out from them.
It's 3-4 now in favor of Dexter. Here comes the serve. Rangel plays that serve up over toward Bernardus. Bernardus hits it into the net.
Trying to make something out of nothing, Coach.
So that's now 5-3 in favor of the Demons, or the Lady Demons, or whatever we call them. So Dexter's back to serve. Here comes the serve.
Oh, that was in. They called it out.
All right, so that ball was right on the line. I couldn't tell. I've got a visitor's parking sign right here in front of me, so I couldn't see around the sign. But they called it out, so we're going to like it and say that it is out. So that makes it 5-4. Eunice still trails here by 1. Looks like we've got a substitution. Vivi Ornelas is going to come in for Kiki Parker. Kiki Parker's going to take a seat. Vivi Ornelas steps back to the service stripe.
So this is a smaller team out there on the court, right?
A little different, yes, very much so. So Ornelas drives a nice serve over the net. Dexter struggles to play it, and it ends up hitting on the floor, so that makes it 5-5.
That's a very good serve. Nice and strong, huh?
Yes, yes. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen Ornelas out here with the varsity, but that's a nice serve. So here goes the next serve. That's a nice serve as well. They struggle with it a little bit, but they get it up into the air. They play it back. Rangel with a nice pickup there. They set Granadis, and Granadis drives it back into the back corner and gets a point for the Lady Cards.
Caught them sleeping on that back corner, didn't they?
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
Ornelas here with the spark for the Lady Cardinals. So like I said, her varsity that I've seen this year, but did a good job there, but she served that one out of bounds, so that's going to even it back up at 6-6.
2 out of 3, huh?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, if we could keep it on that track for the.
And once again, like you said, consistent. We got to be consistent.
Yes, absolutely. So number 5 for Dexter will be back to serve here. She steps in. They also had a substitution. Had a couple of young ladies go in and out. Their numbers are not impossible to see, but a little hard to see.
A little miscommunication there, Coach, because both players came up to that one spot, and I believe it's closer to the one in white.
Yeah, I could hear them both screaming they had it, and ended up nobody had it. So anyway, so that's going to make it 7-6. 7-6 at this point. Well, then Dexter hits it into the net. That makes it 7-7.
Now we got 23 back on the court for the Eunice.
Yeah, so that's Caitlyn Galat. She comes back in. You're going to have a serve here from Isabella Garrett. Garrett throws it up and hits it over. We've got a bump. A try to set. They misplayed it. The ball hits the floor. That'll make it 8-7 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
That's an ace right there, right? Volleyball?
That's what I call it. That's what I call it. So Bella Garrett's back again. She'll get to serve here again. Ball is up. Here it goes over. It's a nice serve. Line drive. Dexter's able to return that one to us. They set Galant. Galant pokes at it.
Left-handed, too.
Yeah, so she pokes it into the open space there. That makes it 9-7 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
And this is what you said. Once she's in the game, it's a whole different atmosphere on the court.
Yeah, I mean, she is a force out
she's
there.
a beast,
no
you
doubt
can say,
about
huh?
it. Absolutely. So here comes that next serve from Garrett. It looks like it's played well. There's a bump set. They play it over. Ornelas hits it up. Stinson tried to set it for Granados, but it was too close to the net, and it was misplayed.
Yes, one of the Eunice players hit the net.
So we end up in the net there. That'll give a point back over to the Lady Demons. It's now 9-8 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
Liberero's back into the game as well.
Chloe Jones steps back on the floor. There's a line drive serve. That ball skips off the ceiling, but a nice set there by Stinson. Granados powers it down.
Yeah, that's good. Communicate, ladies.
Yeah, we still got that kind of communication problem there in the back. So that makes it 10-8 in favor of the Lady Cardinals after Dexter hits that ball into the net.
The girls are playing good and moving the ball around and getting those 3 hits in. So
Granada serves that ball over to Dexter. We've got a bump set, and here comes the spike. Granados does a really good job of returning that ball back over, and then Dexter hits it into the net. That'll be another free point for the Lady Cardinals, 11-8.
We keep scoring 1 point at a time. We'll make this game a win.
Absolutely. So here goes Granados back to serve. She hits it over. Nice serve there. They play the first touch. They get a set. They try to slam dunk it the way she grabbed it. It looked like an alley-oop in basketball, but she threw it outside the post for one, and I think she threw it for two.
I don't want to jinx the Lady Cardinals, but it seems like every girl can serve on the team.
Yeah, they've done a good job so far, and there's a nice ace right there by Granados. Granados with the ace, and the Dexter coach don't like it. He wants to call a timeout and talk about it.
That was 4 consecutive points, huh?
Yeah, he didn't like that at all. I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors while we've got a minute. Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Eunice Health Clinic, the Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware and Lumber, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. Thank you, sponsors, for all that you do.
We appreciate that.
So the Lady Cardinals here in set 1 are up by 5. It's 13-8.
We're missing a player.
Yeah, Granados is back to serve.
There she is.
Stinson's having a discussion with the bench. She's now headed out onto the floor. So we've got Stinson, Galat, and Rangel up in the front. Got Chloe Jones, Vivi Ornales, and Granados, Yolanda Granados.
Yolanda Granados.
I'm so used to saying Antonio Granados from the football games and him hitting people that I'm sorry if I say him, and I know he's not out here playing volleyball. He would not look good in the volleyball outfit. All right, so Granados is back to serve. She throws it up, hits it over. Nice.
Little
kind
floater.
of a, yeah, and it was one of those knuckleballs that kind of moves.
Kind of moved around, came down, and just dropped over the net.
So another ace there by Granados. That makes it 14-8 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
She's on a good run.
There's a serve.
There's
that one's
one.
right down the line. Dexter keeps it alive and hits it into the net, so that's going to make it 15-8.
She's going to finish him, I hope.
Yeah, Yolanda Granados on one heck of a roll here for the Lady Cards.
And like you said, she's real consistent, like you said at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I've noticed that all year. And they mishandled that serve, hit it into the net, and Granados with another service point. That's 16-8 on. She's probably had 4 aces out of the last probably 6 serves that she's had.
I guess that timeout didn't work for Dexter, huh?
No, it didn't freeze us. So there's the play that's over,
Wow.
and they misplay that one, and Granados picks up another point, 17-8 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
I'm having flashbacks. Is that Kendra out there serving?
It might be. Yeah. All right, so here goes the next serve, and that's a nice one.
Yeah.
They play this one a little better, though. They hit it up and get it over, and they hit it all the way out of bounds. Chloe Jones thought about making a play on it, and then she let it go at the last minute.
She followed it all into the last minute.
So that's 18-8 in favor of the Lady Cards, and here comes the serve. Another good serve there. That looked like a double hit. They didn't call it. So and then
communication, ladies.
Yep. Once again, that's a communication issue. So it's 18-9 in favor of Eunice. Dexter wins the serve back. Number 11 for these Lady Demons comes in to serve. She steps back, hits it on the floor a couple times. She's ready, throws it up, hits it over. Granados hits that first touch straight up. A couple of Lady Cardinals make a run for it, and then 2 Lady Cardinals both hit it at the same time, and the ball goes out of bounds. And that is that consistency that I talked about in our pregame discussion. That has been the one Achilles heel for these ladies, is just consistency.
And this late in the season, we have to have that chemistry already down.
Yeah. And that ball is struck in there by Galat, and that makes it 19-10 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
Because if we were playing against a more competitive team,
those things will kill you.
Those small things will catch up to us.
So Kelly Stinson steps back to the service line now. She throws it up and hits it out of bounds. So that'll be a point for Dexter. So that makes it 19-11. And, in our pregame, and some of our sound wasn't real good from my understanding now, but in our pregame we talked about those inconsistencies with this team, and that's what I'm talking about. They do some great things, and then all of a sudden they'll just mishit a few in the row. So Galat hits that one into the net with a lot of spin on it. It spins right over the net. That makes it 20-11 after the kill from Galat.
And she got the roll off the net on that.
Nice roll. Chloe Jones steps back to the service line, the libero ready to serve.
Libero.
She throws it up and hits it over. Dexter with the first touch, hits it up over the net.
Wow.
Chloe runs up and saves that one, hits it across, and Eunice gets a free point out of a bad play. That makes it 21-11. So good hustle there by the Lady Cards. Chloe come in and hit it over. Chloe with the serve there, hits it to the back row. They get the first touch, then they try to set, and they just clear it. Jones with the first touch over to Stinson, and Parker slams it down for a point for the Cardinals. Nice slam there from Kiki Parker.
And she makes it look so easy with that left hand. Just comes right across the court.
Yeah, she's left-handed, and, she hits the ball real nice at times over there. Jones with the serve. She hits it over. We've got a bump set, And
it was blocked by number 11, came out of bounds.
So we talked in our pregame about Bella Garrett and her abilities as a blocker at the net. And right there, she put a good block on it, but unfortunately it fell to the out-of-bounds side. So that'll give a point to Dexter. It's now 22-12. Here comes that jump serve. Jones with a nice first touch over to Rangel. Rangel to Parker, and Parker slams it down. It gets some of that English off the top of the net, falls in. That makes it 23-12 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
That English and that nice hard strike push it through the other girl's hands.
Nice touch there by Kiki. So Denise Rangel is back to serve this time. She's going to throw it up. The senior hits it across, and she hits a nice line drive serve for the ace. They were unable to play it. That makes it game point for
Eunice.
the Lady Cardinals, 24-12.
Wow.
She throws this one up, hits it across. Dexter gets that first touch, has a setup at the net. They hit it up to Rangel. Rangel to Stinson. Stinson over to Parker. Parker slams it down, but they keep it alive. Dexter with the bump set and hits it back over to the Eunice side. Stinson's going to set Parker again. Parker slams it, but they keep it up again. Dexter hits it back over to the Eunice side. A nice save there by Rangel. Parker set again, and they keep it alive.
We got to win
Dexter
the volley.
just clears it, so we've got one heck of a volley going here.
Oh.
And it looks like Parker's going to get in the net.
And I guess Dexter won that volley. It was a good job on both sides of the court.
So that's going to make it 24-13 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. And Dexter will have their number 6 back to serve at this point.
And I believe they put number 2 Maribel in the game.
Maribel Lopez, the senior and homecoming queen, steps in. Here comes the serve. Chloe Jones with a nice first touch, hits it over to Garrett. And Garrett slams it down for the game point. That's going to make it 25-15. The Lady Cards win set number 1, 25-13. Eunice wins.
I figured if she can block it, she can hit it, correct?
You know, she's a really, like a really good blocker. I noticed Brett Parker and I were sitting there talking at the Mountaintop tournament, and she does a really good job up at the net blocking.
Yeah.
I mean, like an elite job.
I watched a lot of her last year. She did block a lot last year.
Yeah, that's definitely her strong point. You know, she is a good blocker at the net.
Could you call her a defensive player then?
I don't know what you call that in volleyball. Until last year, I never really paid a whole lot of attention to volleyball's positions and things like that. We've got a little noise going on here tonight. We've got, looks like the football team decided to come up here and make a presence, and so we've got a bunch of them up there being noisy, which is good. I love noisy sports. I know some people are always saying, hey, they need to hold it down and they need to get quiet. I like noise. And so when I see people telling people that kids at sports need to be quiet, I just shake my head. I think they must have never been.
Because it pumps up the team that's playing on the court.
Man.
It makes them feel, hey, we got fans. We got to go all out for them.
As a former player, as a former coach, I absolutely loved it. I love the environment. There is nothing better than that Hobbs Eagle environment. Like when they're playing Clovis, you go over there, or during the holiday tournament. Oh my goodness, that noise and
because
craziness.
They feed off it.
Oh,
that's why Dick Vitale
awesome.
has so many people following him. Because he's screaming and getting everybody hyped up and pumped up. And
I love that. And, there is a line that you can't cross as far as what you say. But Hobbs has that deal where the fourth player, the fourth starter that they announce every time they cheer for that guy, every time he touches the ball or every time they announce his name, the whole crowd cheers for him. And they've never played there. I'm like, what are you talking about? But then they boo everybody else and tell the coach to sit down and shut up. And if we did that here, people would be like, oh, my gosh, you can't say that. It's sports. It's supposed to be loud. It's supposed to be competitive. It's supposed to be fun. I like it. So that's just my thinking. So Eunice wins set number 1. They're up 1-0. The Lady Cards get started here, or getting ready to get started here. They're trying to get their little rotation. The way they do this, kind of strange for those of you that don't know a whole lot about volleyball like me. They start off with 6 people on the floor, then one of them steps off and the libero jumps out there, which in this case is Chloe Jones. So Chloe Jones steps out onto the floor ready to serve. And she's going to throw it up, and here comes the serve. She hits a nice one right over into the center. Dexter gets that nice first touch. They set it. They play it over to Bernardus. Bernardus with a nice first touch to Stinson. Stinson to Denise Rangel, who hits it out of bounds. So that's going to make it 1-0 in favor of Dexter.
See, I like this rotation she has on the court right now.
It's a smaller group.
It's a smaller
for
court. It's a little quicker.
Yep. So Dexter's back to serve. They're going to throw it up and hit it over. Bernardus with the first touch. Hits it over to Rangel. Rangel to Garrett, and Garrett slams it out the back. So that's going to be 0-2. Eunice is down here to start this second set.
Come on, ladies. We got to be consistent. Let's go now.
And Dexter prepares to serve. Here comes the serve. It's long. Jones thought about it again and then jumped out of the way at the last minute. The ball hits long. That's going to make it 1-2.
I used to tell Kendra, if you got to look up towards it, it's out of bounds. As short as you are,
yeah,
you just got to go. It's out of bounds, man.
And I think Chloe would follow that same suit for sure. Rangel back to serve. The senior hits it. She hits it over right down the line. Nice serve. Dexter gets a good play on it, and they're going to hit it back over. Jones with that nice first touch over to Stinson. Stinson to Parker. Parker
hit the little pole up there. It's out of bounds.
Hit the little poly pole. I don't know what you call that other than a pole, but
candy cane pole. I have no idea.
But apparently that ball rolled
on
the outside
folks.
of the candy cane pole, and so that's going to make it 1-3 in favor of Dexter here. Dexter still serving.
And Maribel's back in the game. I guess Denise don't play back row.
Yeah, that may be what they're doing. They may be changing that up a little. So here comes the serve from Dexter over to Lopez. Lopez with a nice first touch to Bernardus. Bernardus to Parker, and Parker slams it, but it's out of bounds for point number 4.
There's too much English, you said, right?
For the Dexter. Yes, definitely some English on that. So that's 1-4 in favor of Dexter. Here comes the serve from Dexter. They hit it to Jones. Jones with the nice first touch over to Bernardus. Bernardus to Garrett. Garrett slams it down. Dexter can't handle it, so Garrett gets the kill. That makes it 2-4.
2-4. Here we go, ladies.
In favor of Dexter. And here we go with Vivi Ornelas back in the game. She comes in for Parker. So like I said, this is a different rotation. She's a good server. That's a nice first serve from Ornelas. Dexter struggles to play it there, and they're not going to get it over the net. So Ornelas with a service point.
They didn't handle her serve last time because I think we lost the ball for her.
Yeah, she gave them some fits last time. Ornelas back to serve again. She's going to throw it up and spank it over. There it goes right there. They struggle with that first touch, but they get it played up, and they hit it out of bounds. So Dexter hits it out of bounds. Eunice gets another point.
It was a good idea on Dexter because nobody was in his back corner.
Yep. So that's going to make it 4-4 there. Cardinals have now fought back and tied it up after being down 3-0 at one point. Here comes the serve from Ornelas. Nice serve. Dexter struggles with it again. They're going to try to just clear this one. They clear it over. Stinson plays it up into the air to Garrett. Garrett hits it over to Yolanda Bernardus, who hits it over.
Little tip.
Nice little tip at the net by number 3 for Dexter. She finds the open space behind Garrett.
Caught asleep in there.
Yes, so that makes it 4-5 in favor of Dexter here in set number 2.
It's a close game.
It is, and it's a good crowd. I mean, that's a good crowd.
And they're quiet right now.
Yes.
We need to go some more balls up there.
Yes. So Stinson struggles to hit that one back over, and Garrett hits it right into the net. So that's going to be
right here. I think as coach, you let him play it out.
So 4-6 in favor of Dexter. Here comes the serve from him.
Oh, good job.
Oh, a nice little volley there from the Lady Cards to keep that one alive.
And the Dexter Demons hit that big old gap in the center of the court.
And that makes it 4-7.
Timeout by coach.
In favor of Dexter, and Eunice is going to take a timeout here. While we've got a timeout, we want to once again thank our sponsors, Bart Parker and Redbird Gas, the Whitmire family at Zia Auto Shop, the City of Eunice, Cardinal Hardware and Lumber, Eunice Public Schools, my man Resendo, and all the other board members and administration down there. Thank you, guys. Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, the Matthews family. Thank you, guys. The Eunice Health Clinic, Brian, Nikki, Leanne, Elma, Aaron. I'm sure I'm missing several others, but thank you, ladies and men that work down there for all that you do, keeping us all healthy. So after a quick timeout, Eunice trails 7-4 here in set number 2.
And the crowd kind of got into it there in that timeout.
Yeah, we were more noisy in the timeout than we were when we were in play.
It was like a tennis match.
Yes. There's the first touch over to Stinson. Stinson hits it to Garrett. Garrett slams it down, but Dexter keeps it alive. They're going to clear it back over to Jones. Jones gets a nice first touch Ornelas with the set, and Garrett hits it over. Back over to Jones. Jones over to Bernardus. Bernardus finds an open space. Dexter tries to keep it alive. He had two ladies from Dexter. They were acting like demons to each other, and they got to shoving.
They pushing each other for that ball.
That's right. And so that ball falls onto the Dexter side, gives a point to the Lady Cardinals. It's getting close to Halloween. The demons start fighting each other around here. Garrett hits that nice serve over. Dexter's going to keep it alive, though. Ornelas finds a nice little space there, but Dexter keeps that one alive as well. Garrett hits that one over to Ornelas. Ornelas to Galat, and Galat airmails that one over toward Monument, New Mexico.
Yeah, it's way out there.
And so that
she was
makes
kind of off balance,
5-8.
man.
Yes, yeah, she was leaning back when she hit that one.
Poor girls, they got to depend a lot on them setters to get those balls down right.
Yes,
so.
yes. So Dexter's ready to serve again. They're going to have the jump server back there this time. She flies that one right into a nice spot.
Maribel.
And a nice return there from Maribel Lopez. She dives forward, makes contact with the ball, and it lands way back over in the corner of the Dexter defense. They couldn't do anything with it, so that's going to make it 6-8.
That's the only thing in volleyball. Once you do a good play, right away they take you out, put a sub in. You can't get that juice to the flow of the game.
Yeah,
as a player.
Volleyball's rotation is definitely strange. Bernardus hits that one across. Dexter's going to play it back in. Ornelas with a nice touch there on it, but then we ended up with Stinson and Rangel in a collision there. They looked like demons instead of Cardinals.
Yeah, it hit the top of the roof, and it kind of changed the rotation of the ball, so it kind of confused the ladies a little bit.
So that's 9-6 in favor of Dexter. We got to get the Lady Cards with some sort of momentum going again here. Dexter back to serve. That's number 6. She's going to hit it over deep. Bernardus with a nice first touch. Ornelas hits it up, and Galat just hits it over.
Oh, it was a tip. It was a tip at the net.
Yes, we had a tip at the net. Dexter tried to hit it hard. We had a tip at the net. It kind of threw the Lady Cardinals off, and they never were able to recover.
Yeah.
So that makes it 6-10 in favor of Dexter here in set number 2. Eunice won the first set. Here comes the spike or the serve. That first touches the top of the ceiling. Stinson with a nice set, and then Rangel hits it into the net.
She couldn't capitalize on it. We need to score on them points.
Yep. That's, some more of that inconsistency that I talked about in our pregame. It's just, it's hurt us this year for sure. Here comes the serve. Jones is going to get that first touch. She hits it over to Stinson. Stinson to Rangel. Rangel hits a nice shot back into the back line. Dexter keeps it alive, clears it over to Eunice. Stinson, Ornelas, Rangel with the hit, and that ball's going to find the floor for the Lady Cardinals. That makes it 7-11 like the freaking big gulp. So makes me think I need a big gulp when 7-11 pops up.
Big gulp, huh?
Big gulp.
I never had one of those.
Big gulp, a Slurpee, those were all good 7-11 things. So Stinson back to serve. She hits a nice one right over into the meat of the
did you see that?
Parker,
that's beautiful, man.
Kiki Parker goes up to hit, and the young lady from Dexter actually hit the net. They called her in the net, so that's going to make it 8-11.
No, don't take credit away from Kiki. She did a good job there. She blocked the ball.
Did a great job. No longer a big gulp. It's 8-11. Stinson back to serve again. She hits it over into that back right corner of the Dexter defense. Dexter keeps it alive and hits it over. Bernardus with a nice pickup there. Stinson with the serve, and Parker slams it down. Dexter keeps it alive. They set Galat. Galat hits it down hard. They get it back over to Rangel. Rangel back up to Parker. Parker over to Rangel again, and Rangel and Galat have a little collision.
Yeah, they had a spinning out there. The girls.
Over to Rangel. Rangel to Galat. Galat hits it over. Dexter's going to get a little bump set and hit over into Stinson. Stinson with a nice first touch, gets it to Rangel, and then Galat goes power ball on him, and she gets the lottery.
Beast mode on that. She came all the way through, squared up, and pushed that ball through there.
Nice hit there by Caitlyn Galat. That makes it 9-12 in favor of Dexter, and Jones is back to serve. She hits that first serve nice over the net. Dexter with a touch and hits it into the net.
Yeah.
So Jones with the service point. That
she has
makes
like
it
a mini.
10-12.
Sorry to interrupt you. She has like a mini jump serve, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what that thing is.
Like a Michael Jordan kind of watch.
Yeah, so Jones with another one. It's like a jump slap to me. But anyway, it's over. They're keeping it alive here. Yes, we keep it alive. Garrett hits it across. Dexter brings it back. Kiki Parker with a nice first touch. The set looked a little off, but we got it over. Dexter keeps it alive. Here comes the cross. Chloe Jones with a really nice pickup right there over to Stinson. Stinson, yes, that one looked,
It's out of bounds.
From my angle it looked good, but I guess, we got a Eunice Cardinal standing back there on the corner, so it must have been out if they called it out. So that's going to make it 10-13 in favor of the Demons.
And they took 10 out and put number 6 in. Is it Dee Dee? Is that her name?
No, this is, Dee Dee Zamora. Yes,
Zamora.
that's who that is. So there's a nice first touch there by Stinson. Dee Dee plays it over to Parker. Parker just clears it. Dexter still keeping the ball alive. They're going to hit it into the net, and that's going to be a free point for the Lady Cardinals. That makes it 11-13.
They got intimidated by Big One out there.
Yeah, I think they got intimidated by that noise coming up there from that football program and the rest of that student section. I'm really happy to see that student section. I like it to see a lot of kids up there making noise. 11-13 here. Rangel back in the game. She's going to serve. She hits a nice one right over into the middle. Dexter plays it up. They keep it alive. They hit it across to Jones. Jones hits that first touch a little low. Granados tried to keep it alive, and the ball ends up finding the floor. So that's 11-14.
We made a little run there, and we just kind of lose that track, that focus.
Yeah, that's that consistency that I keep mentioning. There's just no consistency to our team this year. We make some real good runs and look really good, and then we struggle a few points. So here comes the serve from Dexter. That first touch is up over to Parker. Parker over to Garrett. Garrett plays it over. Dexter with a bump, a set, and here comes a spike all the way over towards Seminole, and that ball is going to be out of bounds.
And the crowd goes crazy up there, huh?
That's right.
They like that trash can.
Got some football players up there banging on a trash can, so it's always a good time when you
Hope
get
it's
some
empty,
noise.
huh?
Yeah. So Ornelas will be back to serve. Eunice back within 2 here. Nice serve there by Ornelas. Dexter struggles with it, but they keep it alive. They're going to hit it over here. No, they hit it into the net. So another point from the Cardinals, and the Cardinals now only trail by 1 after being down as many as 6 this set. They have clawed back in this. They won the first set 25-13. Ornelas with the serve. She hits it deep. Dexter lets it go, and it is out of bounds.
That's her first miscue of the night.
That's 13-15, so Dexter stretches that lead back to 2. Need to win this serve back.
We will. We got that fast team out there.
So Dexter with the serve. They hit it over to Lopez. Lopez to Ornelas. Stinson then clears it. They kept it alive. Nice volley. Dexter misplays it, but they get it across. Over to Garrett. Garrett to Ornelas. Ornelas to Granados, who hits it over. Dexter keeps it alive again. They're going to hit it over to Garrett. Garrett with the bump. The set to Granados. Granados hits it over. The Stinson with the set. Dexter keeps it alive. They've still got it going. We've got a volley going back and forth.
She was out of bounds when she hit that ball.
And the young lady from Dexter gets into the net, so that's going to make it 14-15. Eunice back within 1.
We're getting close, Coach.
Yeah.
We're getting close,
back
little by
within
little.
1 again. The senior, Isabella Garrett, back to serve for the Lady Cardinals, trailing by 1. She hits it over. It's a nice serve. Dexter misplays it. They may have kept it alive. No, they hit it into the ceiling, and that ties the game up at 15 apiece. Once again, Eunice won set number 1. The Dexter coach don't like all that noise coming from the student section. He's going to call a timeout.
Wow.
So while we've got a timeout, once again, we want to mention Redbird Gas, Zia Auto Shop, the Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware and Lumber, the City of Eunice, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Eunice Health Clinic. This comeback that the Lady Cards here, it kind of looks like the comeback that the oil and gas industry is making, and Devon Energy, they know a comeback when they see one. So this comeback is brought to you by Devon Energy, Steve Almaguer and all the crew down there.
And it's getting loud in here. I can barely hear myself think, and I don't do much of that.
That's a good thing. So we got some noise going on. The Lady Cardinals and their student section up there getting rowdy. We like it. So Dexter and Eunice both back on the floor. Isabella Garrett, the senior, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it. It's over. Dexter with a good first touch. They just send it over. Galat with the first touch there, hits it to Ornelas. Ornelas to Bernardus, and Dexter can't handle that. Eunice takes their first lead of this set at 16-15.
Dexter looked lost out there.
They are struggling at this
point.
point.
We look good. Let me say that instead.
So here we go. Isabella Garrett back to serve. Eunice up 16-15. The serve is a nice one. It's right over into the center. Dexter with a good first touch. They're just going to clear it over. Maribel Lopez struggled with that first touch, and then we never could get anything going after that, so we hit it into the net. It's now 16 up.
If I may say, there's only like 9 Dexter Demon girls over here in the stands, and they're making more noise than our boys over there.
Got some noisy Dexter Demons over here. A couple of substitutions here. Garrett comes off. Maribel Lopez comes off. So here comes the jump serve, and that is going to touch the ceiling on the return, so that's going to give a point to the Demons.
That jump serve's killing us.
That jump serve is tough. She hits it hard.
Can I say that, killing us?
It kind of goes over the net, and it has that little drop ball look to it, and we struggle with it right there. So here she goes again. She throws it up, she jumps, she hits it. Galat with a nice first touch, and she slams it down. She's going to get the point. Stinson with the serve. Galat with the, what do they call that? Kill, that's what they call it. So that makes it 17-17. It's close to Halloween. We're talking kills up here.
There's a dagger in the heart, huh?
Daggers, kills, demons. We just got them all. And Cardinals, they're scary too. All right, 17-17. Here comes the serve from Bernardus. Bernardus' serve is misplayed by the Demons, and so Bernardus with another service point. She has done a really good job from the service line today. I'm going to knock on this wood. Here comes the next serve, and that's another one.
That's an ace, man. That's beautiful.
That is a full-blown ace right there. Nobody even got a hand on it before it hit the deck.
And even though we're so slow, everybody's looking at it.
Yeah, the Dexter Demon ladies are acting like demons again. They're arguing with each other. Here comes the serve from Bernardus.
Same spot.
Nice serve. Dexter does keep that one alive, though, and then they hit it over. We got Ornelas to Stinson.
Oh,
Stinson
beautiful. On the line, up the line.
And Galat with a nice touch right down the line.
She got that little one, hits that palm of the hand like it turned or something.
So that's 20-17. The Lady Cardinals have now got in the lead here, up by 3. 20-17. Bernardus still serving. She hits that one back in the deep left corner. Dexter keeps it alive. They're going to clear it over. Jones with the first touch. It's a nice one. Ornelas with the set. And then Rangel hits it into the net. So that makes it 20-18. Rangel hit that one just a little bit low, about 4 foot, into the net. So that's going to make it 20-18. Dexter back to serve. They throw it up and hit it over. Nice first touch there by Bernardus. Bernardus to Stinson. Stinson to Galat. Galat hits it over. Dexter keeps it alive. A bump set. Nice block there by Galat. They play it. They're going to just hit it back to the other side. Dexter with a nice first touch. Here comes the set, and they're going to hit it long. Chloe Jones is back there. She picks it up. Over to Ornelas. Ornelas to Rangel. Rangel hits a nice shot deep, and Dexter can't handle it.
Not handle it.
So Rangel with a nice point there. That makes it 21-18.
She's beautiful because she hit it to that back corner where there's nobody at, and they're like confused.
And that's going to send Kelly Stinson in for the serve here. Eunice up by 3, 21-18. A couple more subs come in. Kiki Parker returns to the front row.
Got the big guns up front.
Yes, the starting row at the front. Stinson with a nice serve over into the back left corner. Dexter keeps it alive. They're going to hit it over. Rangel with the first touch. Stinson with the set. And Kiki Parker with a nice hit, but Dexter keeps it alive. And then Dexter hits it into the net.
Once again, man, that just her presence being there can intimidate anybody.
22-18, Eunice in the lead. Stinson back to serve again. She hits a nice one right there. That was a tough one. Dexter tried to keep it alive. Eunice ends up playing in the shuffle. They scramble and keep it alive themselves.
Play the ball.
They were still trying, and they're going to call it looked like they're calling Eunice in the net,
You broke the plane?
I'm not sure what was going on here. I'm confused.
Oh, no, it's Eunice's
they're
ball.
pointing this way. She pointed the other way at first, but that's 23-18. Here goes Stinson with another serve. Nice deep serve. Dexter with the bump set, and then they just play it over. Stinson with the first touch. Over to Rangel. Rangel sets Galat. Galat slams it down, but Dexter keeps it alive. Dexter with a nice touch. Chloe Jones picks it up. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Galat. Galat slams it down, and Dexter gets into the net. That's going to make it 24-18.
Well, I'm telling you, that's why that beast mode, she puts that whole arm into it. Nobody can stop that ball.
And when she hits it hard like that, it's...
Yeah. She hits it nice and firm and hard.
24-18. Stinson with the service point in what could be the game here, or at least the set, I'm sorry. So Chloe Jones keeps that one alive deep in the corner. Over to Stinson. Stinson to Rangel, and Rangel hits it over toward Debbie's Country Kitchen, where... Well, I was trying to think of one of our sponsors that's over that direction, but I don't have any that's that way that I can think of.
The city of Eunice with the school board.
Yeah, this is the admin building. There you go. So it's 24-19. Still point for Eunice here. That first ball's hit. Chloe Jones with the first touch. Over to Bernardus. Bernardus to Parker. Parker slams it down, and Eunice with the game-winning point. That's going to make it win of set number 2, the set winning point. So Eunice is now up 2 sets.
It's come from behind and win.
Yes. So that makes it 2-0. They won that one 25-19. 25-13 was the first one. 25-19 was the second set. The football team is going crazy again.
Like if they never had a ball in their life. Look at them.
Yeah, they like them some volleyballs. So Eunice wins the first 2 sets here. The JV Eunice volleyball team won 2 sets. At the JV level, you just play the best of 3.
I'll put my hands up till they throw one to me.
Are you going to put them in the air and wave them like you just don't care?
Huh?
So the Lady Cardinals are in control here, 2-0. However, as we've learned with volleyball, it can quickly shift on a dime. You know, when we were up at Cloudcroft, we were down 0-2 and then won the next 2 sets and were leading in the final tiebreak set before losing up there to Animas, which went on to play in the championship of that tournament. And then, you know, we just kind of walked through the loser's bracket after that. If we'd won that first game, I think we would have been on to the championship and had a really, really good shot. But that first game just cost us.
That's what's good about volleyball. The momentum changes from game to game. And before COVID, they would switch sides.
Yes.
They don't do that nowadays, and that makes a big difference mentally because you're seeing everything different. The ball's moving a little different. You got to rotate the players to a different side, to the opposite side, so they can play it better. But it's the new volleyball.
Yeah, the new norm, I think is what everybody says, yeah.
I like the old way where you switch sides and you have to adjust to being on the opposite side of the court, and you got to put players on the opposite side so they can use their right hand or left hand. Your defensive players have to play the lines different on each side.
Yep. Yeah, so the Cardinals are already back on the court. They're ready for the next game here, next set. Dexter's coach still talking to them. We've got Charlie. He's got him a bag of popcorn up there operating that camera, and so he is ready to go.
He's enjoying himself, isn't he?
Yep. I've got me a little bag of popcorn here, but I figure if I eat much of it, I'll end up choking on a little popcorn seed in my throat, and
that won't be good. Then I have to announce the game, and I won't the ball went over, and then it went back over.
Yeah, I tell you, we just haven't done enough of these volleyball games this year for me to develop that quickness on all the kids' names. So
there's a lot of G's out there. You got Galat, you got Granados, you have another G out there too.
Yeah, I don't know, but I get tongue-tied on them sometimes. Dexter's going to start off this set with the serve again. You've got Chloe Jones, Granados, and Stinson in the back row for the Cardinals. Galat, Rangel, and Parker up in the front row. Here goes the serve. It's back over toward Jones. Jones with the first touch picks it up. Granados sets Parker. Parker slams it down. Dexter can't handle it. That's going to make it 1-0 here in set number 3. Eunice takes the early lead.
Number 11 is back on the court.
Yeah, so number 11 is Garrett. Jones with the serve, and she serves that one into the net. We saw, I think it was about the 3rd game that they played on Saturday. She did that a couple times, and that's probably the only 2 times I'd seen that all year, but now she just does it again right here. So that makes it 1-1. Here comes the first serve. Stinson with a nice first touch. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Garrett. Garrett slams it down. Dexter keeps it alive. They've got a bump set, and then they spike it over.
Play it, play it, play it. Oh.
Eunice keeps it alive. Jones clears it back over to the other side. Dexter with a bump set, and then they hit it into the net.
That's a good sign because they stayed playing that ball.
Yes.
Most teams would have gave up on it, but they came in, recovered, and got the point.
Yeah, Garrett had that block up at the net, and it deflected over here toward the scoreboard, but we were able to keep it alive. Rangel, the senior, back to serve. She throws it up and throws it down, and so now she'll get a chance to do it again.
The sun got in her eyes.
She throws it up and hits it this time over deep. Misplayed there by the Demons. I think the Goblins got the best of the Demons in that one, so that's going to make it 3-1 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Rangel, the senior, back to serve again. She throws it up, hits it over. It's a nice one. Dexter struggles with that one, but they keep it alive. They're going to try to clear it. They do. They get it over. Garrett with the first touch. Stinson with the next touch. And then Eunice just hits it over underhanded.
No
Dexter with the first two touch. They're going to slam it down. And then number 3 for Dexter can hit it when she gets a good set. And she slammed that one down into the open space.
I think that's the only good set she's had the whole night.
Yeah, it seems like the rest of them have been on the scramble. That time they actually set her, and she slammed it down. She's one of the shorter players on the team, but she hits it hard.
And she can jump.
Yeah. So Eunice just sends that one back over the net. Dexter and them are playing backyard volleyball at the picnic here. They hit it back and forth to each other. Stinson clears it. Dexter with a nice first touch. They're going to hit it over again. Rangel with a nice first touch to Stinson. Stinson to Parker. Parker slams it down, but they keep it alive. Dexter clears it back over. Garrett blocks Dexter at the net. Stinson's going to set Parker. Parker hits that one into the net.
It was a little way too far back for Parker to go back and reach that.
So that's 3-3. You know, we talked about this. Me and her dad were talking at the tournament the other day. A lot of times she's already moving in motion as the setter starts to set. And I think if she would wait about a step, then she could play it as the ball's in the air instead of always depending on that set to be right where it needs to be. But that ball's hit wide and out of bounds, so that makes it 4-3. Dexter now in the lead. Dexter hits this one over. Rangel with the first touch. Over to Stinson. Stinson to Parker. Parker's going to clear it. Dexter with a nice first touch. They set it up there at the net. Garrett keeps it alive, and that ball finds the floor. So Dexter now in the lead, 3-5.
The girls look a little confused.
Yeah, consistency. All right, there's a nice first touch by Stinson. Stinson to Bernardus. Garrett hits it over. Parker then slams it back as they're playing back and forth at the net.
Oh, put your hands together, hit that over.
Yep.
Better than that.
Rangel come running in and swung at it with one arm. She knocked it out like Mike Tyson, but unfortunately it was under the net. Dexter's going to hit that one across. Stinson tries to play it up at the net. Bernardus just hits it over. Deep hit there. Rangel keeps it alive. Over to Bernardus. Bernardus to Parker. Parker slams it down. Dexter keeps it alive. Dexter just clears that one back. Rangel with the first touch. Stinson goes to play it there and then hits it over to Parker. Parker clears it. Dexter with the 1-2, and here it comes back over. A little miscommunication again there by the Lady Cardinals. Jones and Rangel ran into each other on the back row.
Blocked by number 11. Good job.
Garrett with the block at the net, and that's what she does best.
That's her bread and butter, huh? Bread and butter.
When she's blocking up at the net, she's tough to deal with. That score looks off to me, but who knows? That last point went to the Lady Cardinals. There's that ball comes over. Ornelas, Stinson to Garrett, and Garrett hits it into the net.
What's the word of the night, Coach?
Consistency. Yeah, we have, all season this has been us right here. Like I said, we'll play 3 or 4 points where we look amazing. Here comes an overhand serve on that jump serve. Nice first touch by Rangel. Rangel over to Garrett. Garrett to Jones, and Jones clears it, which is unusual. And then Dexter hits it right into the net. So that's going to make it 7-5 in favor of Dexter. Eunice is already up 2-0. 25-13, 25-19 were the last 2 sets. Garrett, the senior, back to serve. She's going to throw it up and hit it over. It's a nice one. The 2 ladies from Dexter
No, the line judge.
Looks like there was some confusion. The two ladies from Dexter almost ran into each other.
The line judge did not.
Yeah,
see
so
it.
the line judge, I don't think, got it quite in time with the call, so they're going to do a do-over. So the ref and the lady are back there discussing it, or the young lady. I said the lady. The young lady are back there discussing it. But it looks like they're going to do a do-over one way or the other. That's something they do here in volleyball. And
we need that in football.
Yeah,
Do-overs.
let's do a do-over. So Garrett's going to throw it up. The noise from the student section is a good one. It's getting rowdy. Dexter's going to hit it over. Nice save there by Rangel and Garrett. They clear it. Dexter's just going to bounce it back over to us. Stinson plays it up, hits it up to Galat, and Galat slams it down over toward the Eunice Municipal School admin building. We want to thank you for your sponsorship, because if you don't sponsor us, Galat will hit it through your window down there at the admin building. So Dexter now with a 5-8 lead. They've increased their lead to 3 here. They're going to throw it up and hit it. Ornelas with the first touch, hits it over to Stinson. Stinson to Galat. Galat hits it deep. There's some confusion on the back row, but Dexter, and that ball finds the floor. It's now 6-8.
You see how she took a little bit off on that spike? Just kind of knocked it over.
Just hit a nice little soft touch toward the back row.
And got us a point.
So Bernardus, who's had a heck of a day from the service line, knock on wood, is back on the service line. She hits a deep one. That one hit her girl in the face. There's that Coming to America where they say, in the face, in the face. That's kind of the way that one did.
Hey, it was an ace too, right?
Ace in the face. So it's 7-8. Bernardus back at the service line. She's had a good day from there. She hits a great serve there, and that's another ace.
Yeah.
That one wasn't in the face. That was more like in the forearm, but it's now 8-8. Eunice has tied this game up. So Bernardus doing a great job back here on the service line today. Knock on some wood again. She throws it up and hits it. She hits another nice one right over into that corner. There's a play at the net. Rangel slams it down and ends up back on the Eunice side. Stinson sets Rangel. Rangel hits it deep. Dexter keeps it alive. They get a bump set and they hit it at the net. And Galat was there at the net. I think she scared them. It's now 9-8 in favor of Eunice.
Eunice. And look who's serving.
Granada's still at the service line. She hits that one deep into the middle. Dexter gets a nice first touch. Next touch comes across. Stinson, Galat. She slams it down.
She pushed that with authority, huh?
That's a nice set there, and a nice slam by Galat.
That's a good kill, huh?
It's 10-8 in favor of the Lady Cardinals, and Dexter wants to have a demon meeting. They're going to call a timeout to talk about it. And
the girls came back from that. They showed a little bit of composure, fought through it, and now we have the lead with Granados serving.
Yeah. And Bernardus has done a great job. You know, I mentioned in my pregame discussion about this team how solid Bernardus has been all year. She has been the most solid. I'm not a coach, I'm not a volleyball specialist, but just sitting up here watching, I've watched most of these games. She, to me, has been the most solid piece of this Cardinal team.
And as being the coach in any sport, you want the player that's most consistent, that does his job right. You can depend on him.
Yes. Yeah, our inconsistencies have been what's hurt us this year, in my opinion, and she has been the most consistent player on this team. So Granados is going to be back to serve. Jones and Ornelas are the two others in the back row. Galat, Rangel, and Stinson up in the front row for the Lady Cardinals. Eunice up 10-8, and here comes the serve. What happened?
Can't handle it?
Uh-oh. I don't know. So the serve comes across.
We're good here on the lights.
We're good on the lights. Okay, Eunice picked up that point, 11-8. We might be having some technical difficulties on our camera. Is it still showing the video on the screen? Yeah. I don't know what. We've got a red light flashing up there that's not normal, so we're going to try to keep it going here.
There's a miscue on the Cardinals there.
Yeah, Ornelas tried to make a sweeping hit at it as it was going down the sideline, and she hit it backwards over to the wall of champions. So it's now 11-9. 11-9 in favor of Eunice, and Dexter will be serving. So Dexter hits this one over. Granados and Jones run into each other back in the middle. But Eunice is able to get it across, and Dexter can't handle it, so it's now going to be 12-9.
Them ladies made something out of nothing there. They adapted and they scored a point. That's good.
Yeah, so once again, that communication back here, that time it worked for us, but we've still got a lot of folks running into each other and, you know, two people calling the same ball, that sort of thing. So 12-9 here. Dexter slams that one into the net. That's going to make it 13-9.
We're still rough around the edges, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So Stinson will be back to serve. She throws it up. She hits it over. That ball hits somebody in the face.
They call it a double hit.
So that's going to be 14-9 in favor of Eunice. Once again, Eunice is already up 2-0. So if they could win this one, that would be the end of this. Stinson hits a nice serve, really nice serve.
Another ace.
She gets an ace out of the deal. That's 15-9. The Lady Cardinals in the lead here, up by 6.
Knocking on wood, their serves have been working all night.
So Granados is going to come out, and Tinley Acosta is going to come in. She played a lot for us up there in the Mountaintop tournament. So 15-9 here. Stinson with a nice touch. She hits it up to Rangel. Rangel sets Galat, and Galat gets stuffed at the net. And it falls down on the Eunice side. That makes it 15-10. So Dexter back to serve. Eunice up 15-10. Here comes the serve. The serve is up and over. It gets into the net. Acosta hit that ball into the net.
And the player is slow to get up. Who's that, Rangel? Rangel.
Yeah, she, it looks like she's giggling, so I don't think she's hurt too bad, but I can't hardly tell.
I think they're going to take her out a little.
They are going to take her out. So Rangel coming out. Lopez comes in. So it's 15-11. Dexter still with the serve. They're going to throw it up and hit it over. They hit it back to Acosta. Acosta to Parker. Parker to Galat. Galat slams it down. That was a perfect looking play there. Acosta, Parker to Galat.
Right at the free throw line.
So that makes it 16-11 is what the scoreboard now shows. Chloe Jones back at the service stripe again. She hits it over. First touch is up. Dexter with the set.
Little tip, and they seen it slipping.
That's that young lady number 3 for this Dexter team, and she is not very tall, but man, when she jumps up there, she's up there with the trees.
She can play the game.
Yes. She's the one that has that real vicious jump serve for him too. So now it's 12-16 in favor of Eunice. Here comes the Dexter serve. They hit it back toward Jones. Jones with the first touch. Parker, the first touch from Jones was up a little close to the net. Parker tried to just jump and tip it over and tipped it into the net.
It was a good idea if it would have gone over.
So it's now 16-13. 16-13. Parker with the set. Over to Lopez. Lopez
gets a
with
kill.
A nice kill right there. That makes it 17-13 after the Maribel Lopez kill, and she's going to get the serve now.
You see that smile?
So it's 17-13. Lopez with the serve, and she gets the ace.
Everybody getting some action tonight, huh, from the Lady Cardinals.
Yes, Maribel Lopez with the service ace. It's 18-13. Lopez back serving again. She hits that one right over the top of the net. Dexter struggling, but they get it back over. Lopez with the nice first touch. Over to Stinson. Stinson to Parker. Parker slams it down, and Dexter can't handle it. That's 19-13 in favor of the Lady Cardinals here in set number 3.
That's a beautiful kill. She came over right there with the left hand, just pushed it, man, crushed it.
So that's going to put Lopez back to serve again. Eunice up 19-13. The senior Lopez hits that one. It looked like a curve ball that she throws in the soft. In the lead, Dexter back to serve. Here comes the serve. That ball's into the middle. Lopez with the nice first touch. Over to Parker. Parker to Acosta. Acosta slams it in. Dexter keeps it alive. Dexter just shoots it back across. Jones to Stinson. Stinson to Parker. Parker with the slam dunk.
Nice.
That Parker slam dunk there looked like her old uncle when he was slam dunking in a basketball game. So it's now 20-14 in favor of the Lady Cardinals, and Vivi Ornales will be back to serve.
And the
Here comes the serve. The youngsters, the crowd over there, the student section, doing a good job.
That's 2 hits on Dexter.
That's a double hit on Dexter. 21-14. So Eunice with the 21-14 lead here in 3. Here comes the serve from Ornelas. That one was a hard hit ball, and that is an ace. It's 22-14 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. They are 3 points away from sending us all home early tonight.
Go to bed early and go to work, huh?
Yep. So here comes Ornelas. Ornelas slams that one
good
across,
serve.
and that's another one. Another great serve by Ornelas. That's 23-14 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
We got a sub.
Mckenna Mcbee is going to go in for Kelly Stinson here at the front row. I think getting some folks in, so they're going to get their rotation down. Here comes Ornelas. She's going to slam that one deep, and Dexter was confused. That ball finds the ground. That's going to make it 24-14. The Dexter crowd didn't like the call. I couldn't tell from here. This is game point.
Game point.
There's the first touch from Dexter. Dexter just plays it back across. Ornelas to Acosta. Acosta to Garrett. Garrett plays it across. Dexter with a good first touch. They're going to slam it down, and it is out of bounds, and the game is over. Eunice wins 25-14. That is the game.
3 in a row.
They won the first set 25-13, second set 25-19, third set 25-14. And that will end the game here today. And so Eunice, it improves to now 9-3 on the season. And I don't have any idea. I usually do, but I don't have any idea where they go next. I was trying to see if I had it somewhere. Okay, it says the Lady Cardinals will face Dora Monday, which will be this coming Monday at home. So that'll be right here. I'm guessing we will likely cover that game. Then they travel to Dexter on that Thursday before starting district play at home versus top 10 ranked Tatum coming up. And so I don't know. That's our game for tonight. Any thoughts, Rosendo?
Their serving looks good. Very good. They look a little bit confused, a little rough around the edges, you can say. But I think they're going in the right momentum. They're going to the right place they need to be at this time of the year.
Yeah, I agree. Friday night, we will be over in Lubbock as the Eunice Cardinals will face undefeated Lubbock Christian, the Lubbock Christian Eagles. The Eagles are currently 5-0, and they're sitting in the number 7 spot in the Texas TAPS Division III. To provide a little comparison, Max Preps also does a regional ranking, and currently Lubbock Christian sits right in between Denver City and Seminole in the Lubbock region ranking. So they're one behind Denver City, one ahead of Seminole. So if that's any comparison, we all know how West Texas football is, especially teams like Denver City and Seminole. Those are quality ball clubs, and right now Lubbock Christian is sitting ranked right in between them. So it should be a very interesting one. Like I said, we're all familiar with those two teams, and so that kind of gives us an idea
what to look for Friday night.
What to look for. That game Friday night, my understanding is it is highly likely we won't be in a press box, and it is supposed to rain. So I'm not sure how that works.
I'm not going to do my hair that day.
Yeah, I probably won't either. But, I don't know. I've never had to do a game in the rain. I don't know if this stuff's waterproof. I don't know.
I guess we'll figure out that night.
I guess we will.
And we will be starting earlier, correct?
Yeah, it's a
6:30 Mountain Time.
I believe it's a 6:30 our time game, and I just got a message here from Tracy Davis saying she believes the Dora game has been canceled. So that means that these young ladies wouldn't play again until next Thursday. Which would be back over in Dexter again. This whole COVID thing has created some havoc for these poor Lady Cardinals, especially the JV. They haven't got to play much. I think tonight may have been only like first or second that they've got to play all year. So, one of those things. Well, I think we'll close it out by saying the Lady Cardinals win here tonight in 3-0 over Dexter. Looks like Dexter will be the next game that they play, as I just got word from the principal, Miss Davis, that Dora game is likely canceled. So we appreciate Miss Davis listening. She always gives us some good feedback and whatnot from the school as well, and kind of keeps me on my toes. So we appreciate
Keeps
you.
us on our toes.
Absolutely. Well, you keep her on her toes. She keeps me on my toes. But anyway, now thank you, Miss Davis, for listening. We appreciate you out there. So for Eunice Cardinal Volleyball here, or Eunice Lady Cardinal Volleyball, I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Charlie Fairbrush on the camera. And I sound like I'm talking about my band. I got Charlie on the drums and Rosendo on the guitar. But anyway, we've got Rosendo here.
Come up with a name for us.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. It says Dora's going to try to reschedule, so we'll definitely try to keep that updated. So anyway, for the No Mark Broadcast Network, HobbsAmerica.com, the Eunice YouTube Sports channel, thank you, everyone, for listening. Eunice wins 3-0 here tonight over Dexter. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening.
Good night. Have a good evening.